Opening the door to your home should be a moment of relief, a feeling of finally arriving at your safe place. But what happens when your living room feels more like a minefield? Shoes scattered everywhere, remote controls lost between the cushions, piled up magazines, dirty cups from the day before, and suddenly you and your partner are arguing about who should have cleaned it up. Did you realize that your messy living room is literally destroying your relationships? I learned this the hard way. After another argument with my husband about the clutter in the living room, I realized it wasn't just about the mess itself. It was about respect, consideration, and how much we valued our shared space. While looking for solutions, I discovered the Japanese methods of organization that provided the answer, which transformed not only my home, but my marriage. Today, I'm going to share exactly how the organization of your living room impacts your relationships and the simple techniques I learned to transform this space into one that strengthens your connections instead of tearing them apart. If you've ever found yourself irritated with someone because of the mess, this video will completely change your perspective. How many times have you walked into your home, tired, and the first thing you saw was a messy living room? And how many times has that turned into frustration with the people you live with? This reaction is more common than we think. Constant mess increases our stress levels, and we end up taking it out on the ones we love. When our living room is disorganized, our brain gets overwhelmed. We see items out of place and automatically think of all the tasks we haven't completed. This makes us less patient, less present in conversations, and more prone to conflict. Research shows that disorganized environments raise cortisol levels, the stress hormone, which makes us more irritable and less tolerant. I started to notice this pattern in my own home. Every time we came home from work and the living room was a mess, my husband and I could barely have a pleasant conversation. We were always arguing about who left what out of place, instead of enjoying our time together. The problem became so serious that we started to avoid inviting friends over. We were embarrassed by how our living room looked and spent hours rushing to tidy everything up before hosting anyone. This made us even more stressed and took all the joy out of having people over. I realized I needed to change when my daughter said she preferred to go to her friends' houses because ours was always too messy to play. It was a wake-up call. Our living room wasn't just a disorganized physical space, it was affecting how we related to each other as a family. That's when I started studying Japanese minimalism. Not as a decor trend, but as a practical approach to creating spaces that work for human relationships. The first lesson I learned was, every object needs a designated place. I began designating specific spots for items that always ended up scattered: remote controls, keys, mail, shoes. We created a small station near the entrance with hooks for keys and bags, a box for mail, and a dedicated space for shoes. This immediately eliminated those discussions about who took the keys and didn't put them back, or where is the TV remote. It seems simple, but the impact was huge. We reduced our little daily irritations by at least 50%. The second step was to evaluate each object in the living room and ask, does this really need to be here? I found that many things were in the living room simply because we hadn't consciously decided where they should go. Old magazines, decorations that no longer matched our style, toys that could stay in the kids' rooms. We did a thorough sorting and kept only the items we regularly used or those that truly brought us joy when we looked at them. Items that didn't fit those categories were either donated or moved to more appropriate rooms. Here's an inconvenient truth. The more empty surfaces you have, the less clutter you'll accumulate. I removed several decorations from tables and shelves, leaving only a few significant items. This not only made cleaning easier, but also created a sense of openness and calm in the space. One of the biggest sources of conflict was the pile-up of papers, mail, and bills. We created a simple system: one folder for documents that need immediate action, another for those that can wait, and a third for items we need to keep. At the end of each week, we review these folders together. This has turned into a moment of connection where we plan our week and discuss our finances without stress. Another important aspect was rethinking the layout of the room. We realized that the furniture arrangement wasn't conducive to interaction. The sofa was facing only the TV, and the chairs were spaced apart, making conversation difficult. We rearranged everything so that people could easily look at each other while talking, creating an environment that encourages connection. We also established the habit of doing a quick 10-minute tidy-up every night before bed. It's amazing how much this has improved our mornings. Waking up to a clean room puts everyone in a good mood to start the day. One of the biggest challenges I faced was convincing the whole family to participate. The solution was to make organizing something simple and accessible for everyone. We created intuitive systems with clear labels and easy-to-follow processes. The kids have their own bins for storing toys in the living room, and everyone knows exactly where each item belongs. I learned that the key is not to seek perfection, but functionality. Our living room isn't spotless all the time, but now we know how to keep it organized without stress. When something is out of place, it's easy to put it back because everything has its designated spot. One of the most important principles we've adopted is the idea that less is more. We've significantly reduced the number of decorative items, keeping only those that hold special meaning for us. This has not only simplified cleaning and organization, but also highlighted what really matters. Another transformative aspect was creating dedicated areas for specific activities. A corner for reading with an organized bookshelf, a small table for family games, a space for the kids to play with clear boundaries. This helped maintain order and created opportunities for different types of family interaction. The most surprising result was how our communication improved. Without the constant irritation caused by clutter, we could really hear each other. Our conversations became deeper and less focused on complaints about the house. We've started hosting friends more often and without the stress of last-minute preparations. Our living room has become a space where people naturally feel welcome and comfortable. Visitors always comment on how our home looks inviting, even though it's simple. The kids have also noticed the difference. They play more in the living room because it's now easy to find what they're looking for and put things away afterward. This has taught them responsibility and shown them how they can contribute to the well-being of the family. An unexpected benefit has been how this has affected our time together. Previously, a large part of our free time was spent trying to find things or cleaning up accumulated mess. Now we have more time for activities that truly matter: family games, meaningful conversations, genuine moments of relaxation. Our weekends are no longer dominated by tidying up and cleaning. A simplified daily maintenance routine frees us up for outings, creative projects, or simply relaxing together without guilt or worry about the mess waiting at home. An interesting aspect I've noticed is how the organization of the living room reflects and influences our mental states. When we're stressed, we tend to leave more things out of place. On the other hand, a tidy room helps us feel that we have control over our lives, reducing anxiety. We've developed some simple rituals that strengthen our family bonds. Every night after dinner, we spend 5 minutes tidying up the living room together. We put on some upbeat music and everyone does their part. This teaches the kids that taking care of the home is everyone's responsibility, and it can even be fun. An important principle I learned from Japanese minimalism is to consider the flow of movement through the room. We remove unnecessary obstacles and ensure that pathways are always clear. This reduces the daily frustration of bumping into things and creates a sense of fluidity that positively influences everyone's mood. We've also re-evaluated our consumption habits. Before bringing something new into the living room, we ask ourselves, does this really add value to our lives? This has helped us stop accumulating unnecessary items and appreciate more what we already have. To manage seasonal items like holiday decorations or leisure equipment, we've created a rotation system. We store these items in clearly labeled boxes and swap them out according to the time of year. This keeps our living room functional and adapted to our current needs. Another significant change was reducing the amount of furniture. We realized that we had too many tables and shelves, which ended up accumulating items simply because there was space available. Removing some furniture not only opened up the environment, but also reduced the surfaces where clutter could accumulate. One of the biggest challenges was dealing with sentimental items, gifts, travel mementos, inherited objects. We created a dedicated space to display only a few of these items, and we rotate them periodically. This way, we can honor those memories without overcrowding the space. We also adopted the practice of one in, one out. Whenever we bring something new into the room, something old has to go. This maintains balance and prompts us to think twice before adding new items to the space. The small daily changes have a huge impact over time. Teaching the kids to put their belongings away immediately after use, placing mail in the right spot as soon as it arrives, and returning cups and plates to the kitchen after using them. These simple actions prevent clutter from building up It's impressive how much the quality of our time together has improved. When we're not constantly tripping over items or searching for lost things, we can truly focus on each other. Our conversations have become deeper and our activities more meaningful. The transformation has also reflected in how we behave outside the home. We've started to value quality over quantity in all areas of life. We buy less, but we choose more carefully. We participate in fewer activities, but we are more present in each one. I've realized that organizing the room is an ongoing process, not a one-time project. The family's needs change, and the space needs to evolve with them. We regularly review our systems to ensure they still work for everyone. The biggest benefit, without a doubt, has been the reduction of conflicts. Those daily arguments about who left what out of place have practically disappeared. Instead of pointing fingers, we now work together to keep our space pleasant for everyone. I've also noticed how this has influenced our sleep. When the last thing we see before going to bed is a tidy room, we sleep better. We wake up feeling more rested and start the day with a sense of order and tranquility. Our living room has become a reflection of our family values. It shows that we value time together, mutual respect, and simplicity. Each item serves a purpose or holds a special meaning, making the environment much more personal and welcoming. Another important change has been how we handle technology. We've established clear rules regarding the use of electronic devices in the living room, including screen-free times, so we can truly connect as a family. We've also designated a specific spot for charging phones and tablets, away from shared areas. The lighting in the living room also makes a significant difference in how we feel and interact. We replaced the bright central lighting with multiple softer light sources that can be adjusted according to the activity and mood. This has created a more inviting and versatile environment. One thing I've learned is that each family needs to find its own balance. What works for us may not work for you. The important thing is to create systems that respect the needs and preferences of everyone who shares the space. Organizing the living room is not just about aesthetics or cleanliness. It's about fostering an environment that supports the relationships taking place within it. It's about removing the physical and emotional barriers that get in the way of the people we love. I now see how the objects in our living room tell a story about who we are as a family. Each item has a purpose or meaning, and that makes the space truly ours. It's not a magazine showroom. It's a real place where we live, love, and grow together. The biggest lesson I've learned is that our home should serve us, not the other way around. We shouldn't live as slaves to tidiness, but rather create simple systems that make life easier and free up our time and energy for what really matters. If your living room is damaging your relationships, know that change is possible and simpler than it seems. Start small, involve the whole family, and focus on creating a space that works for you, not on achieving some ideal of perfection. The secret isn't to have a room that looks like it's out of a home decor magazine, but one that facilitates the moments that matter. Shared laughter, meaningful conversations, comfort on tough days, and celebrations of achievements. When we transform our living room, we transform our relationships. The space where we spend most of our time together profoundly influences how we interact. An organized and welcoming environment nurtures stronger connections and clearer communication. The truth is, your living room can be your relationship's best friend or worst enemy. The choice is yours. With a few simple changes and consistency, you can turn it into a place that brings people together, instead of pushing them apart. Think about how you feel when you enter someone's home, and everything is tidy, clean, and welcoming. It's that feeling we want to create in our own home, not just for guests, but especially for ourselves, every single day. Your living room is the heart of your home. It's where we welcome friends, relax after a long day, share meals and stories, and create memories. It deserves attention and care, not as a burden, but as an investment in the relationships that happen there. The transformation of our living room has changed our family in ways I never thought possible. The little daily irritations have decreased, conversations have deepened, and our quality time together has increased. All of this because we've eliminated the friction caused by constant clutter. If you're tired of fighting with your partner or kids over mess, try this approach. It's not about striving for perfection, but rather functionality. It's not about following rigid rules, but about creating a space that works specifically for your family. Change begins with small steps. Choose one corner of your living room today and transform it. Notice how this affects your mood and interactions. From there, gradually expand to the rest of the space. Always remember, the ultimate goal is not a perfect room, but stronger, healthier relationships. The space is just a means to achieve that much more important goal. Now I want to hear from you. How does the organization of your living room affect your relationships? Is there a specific area that causes more conflicts? Share in the comments and let's exchange experiences and solutions. Share this blessed video so it can touch and help others like you and me. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of our faith community. If you'd like to support our channel a bit more, please consider becoming a member of our channel. Here are 2 more videos for you to continue your journey. Thank you, and may God bless you all. See you later.